All right. So here's what we're going to do. Now, the proofs we're getting ready to do on this lesson 2.9, they're going to be less steps. There's just going to be more thinking involved. Okay. So let's go down to number 2 at the bottom of the 2.9 notes. Okay. Does everybody look there? Okay. And I'm going to explain to you the difference in these. All right. So what this one is doing, instead of saying like x equals something, it's saying prove that two angles are equal. Does that make sense, everybody? So this time we're going to try to show that 3 and 4 are the same. Now, the way this one is set up, that looks familiar, doesn't it? We've been doing problems like that with a transversal and 2 lines, but then they just have a random angle 4 stuck over here. All right? So what we are going to try to do is, with the information they give us, we're trying to show that that angle is the same as that one. Okay? So the first step is always going to be, look at the given. Okay, here's the things they told us in our given. L is parallel to M, and angle 2 is equal angle 4. Sorry. You guys write that in your given first. So put down it. L is parallel to M. Angle 2 is equal to angle 4. That's given. Now, what I meant by you're going to have to think a little bit more, you're going to have to begin with the end in mind. So what I mean by that is if I look up here, I'm like, okay, I want to show 4 and 3 are equal, right? So I look over here. Okay, there's 4, there's 3. Now, they already tell me 2 and 4 are equal, don't they? Does that make sense? So I don't have to prove that. I know that these two are equal. So somehow I have to connect the dots to make 3 and 4 equal. Now, what is going to happen in every one of these proofs is if they tell you 2 lines are parallel, you're going to use that. Okay? And the key here is if lines are parallel, we know like alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding angles are equal, right? So let's look up here because we would have 2 choices, wouldn't we? What type of angles are 2 and 3? Alternate interior. Could we say they're equal? You guys, we could, right? Now, could we also say 1 and 3 are equal? They're corresponding, right? So what we're saying is, how would we know which one of those would be the right one to go with? That's where I said if you begin with the end in mind, if you think about this, if I want 3 and 4 to be equal, and I need 2 and I know 2 and 4 are equal, which one's going to be a better choice, 1 and 3 or 2 and 3? 2 and 3 because it's involving both of them, isn't it? Okay, so let's start with that. Our next step, we're going to write down angle 2 equals angle 3. And in this case, we knew the lines are parallel, right? So on our if then, we put if the lines are parallel, that made alternate interior angles congruent. Okay, so let's get that down first. Now, we've done all the work. All we have to do now is be able to see this. Look, if angle 2 equals angle 4, what could I do if I took out angle 2? What could I put in there? If things are equal to each other, can you plug it in for the other one? What's that called? What was it called when we plugged in what the if angle 1 equaled x plus 4, we plugged that in. What was that called? Substitution, right? Is this any different? Even though it's with angles, if I'm taking angle 4, because I know it's equal to angle 2, right? I'm taking this one out and putting 4 in. That's substitution, isn't it? And I have just proved that angle 3 is equal to angle 4. Now, like I said, that was less steps, wasn't it? It's just going to be more thinking on these problems. You're trying to see the pattern. Okay, let's do another one together. Let's turn the page. sheesh. So we're here. All right, so we're looking at the back of the notes of 2.9. Okay, so on this one, there once again, we're trying to prove two angles are equal, right? So we are trying to show these two angles are the same, right? Now, they're going to give us some information. What do they tell us about DE and BC? They're parallel, right? Let's write that in our given. So we know that DE is parallel to BC. They also tell us that angle 1 is equal to angle 3. So we've got to make a connection. Somehow, we need to get to where we have these two equal. So once again, remember that when they tell you lines are parallel, that's going to tell you something else, isn't it? That's going to be the clue. If I know BC is parallel to DE, there's only one option I can put in here. What is it? What type of angles are 1 and 2? Corresponding. So would we know they're equal? Yes. So could we say angle 1 is equal to angle 2? We could say that, couldn't we? And our reason is because if the lines are parallel, then corresponding angles are congruent. Does that make sense, everybody? And now I've unlocked the step in between. If I know now that 1's equal to 3, what can I do with this angle 1? Can I substitute that angle 3 in there because they're the same? And then by substitution, have I just now finished the proof they wanted? Does that make sense? Okay, now we need to do one more. How much time I got left? 9:20. Hey, look at number 4. This is important because this is different. So everybody look at number 4 real quick. All right. Now I'm going to show you this one. Okay, we know that P is parallel to Q, right? That's given. When we look at this problem, we are trying to show that two angles are not equal to each other, but they add up to 180. So everybody look at this. When I look up here, here's the key now. The only angles up here that would equal 180 are 1 and 4, aren't they? You guys agree with that? Because they're a linear pair. They want us to show that angle 1 and angle 3 are supplementary. Now, let me show you these steps. That way you can try it tonight. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with that 1 and 4. Because clearly if I need two things to add up to 180, I have to have that to start with. So what happens is, watch this. It's kind of nifty. You guys agree that a linear pair is supplementary? Yes? So I know that angle 1 plus angle 4 equals 180, right? So here's the key. I don't want angle 1 plus angle 4. I want angle 1 plus what? Angle 3, right? Well, look over here. Could we say 3 and 4 are the same? Because they're corresponding angles. Boom. And then we would try that. Does that make sense? Do you guys try that? I'll see you on Thursday.